You know, ladies and gentlemen, with the John Cena's injury, Achilles injury is, just a bruised injury like what I guess Kobe Bryant had or something. Or it's not as bad as it seems to be, and it's just being enhanced that way for storyline purposes. I, I just don't get, you know, why a lot of you out there, well, not a lot of you, but some of you out there, are hoping it's an injury to where he's like, I have to step down and retire. I mean, I get a lot of you marks, if you will. I respect the fact a lot of you want your indie guys, your CM Punk people again, or your Seth Rollins or your Dean Ambroses to be champions because you pretty much feel that if one of them's champion, it'll be like, yes, we get TV 14 again. Yes, we get something similar to the Attitude Era. Yes, it's more about the pro wrestling. It's just like Ring of Honor. I mean, I get that. I respect and understand that. But what you have to understand is this is WWE. This is not Ring of Honor. This is not CZW. This is not Dragon Gate or PWG. There's a lot of indie guys that are now with WWE that have adapted that style. They still wrestle the same, but they just adapted the style of WWE. I mean, I know a lot of you guys want it to be more like what you see. And you know what? I have to say that I think it's because for years, when we the fans go to independent shows, and I've been to my share, when we go to independent shows and we see guys that are on the independents that eventually make it to that level of the WWE, we hope and pray that we get what we got before because we've been spoiled. We've been spoiled so much that we hope and pray we get what we got in the independents. We hope we get the same thing in the WWE. But again, I think it's because we've been so spoiled and everything that we hope too much for a good thing, and eventually it's not going to happen. Yes, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk being Worlds and WWE Champion were great at the same time. That was great. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything else. Two Ring of Honor guys being the top champions in WWE, you couldn't ask for anything else. But you see, just because you asked for it and you got it doesn't mean it's going to last forever. Mick, Daniel Bryan was champion from December to April of 2012? CM Punk was champion probably longer than anyone in recent memory, so we'll give WWE that. We'll give WWE that, but what eventually happened? You knew down the line, didn't matter how long it was going to be, he was going to drop the belt, and he did. And yet, when he did that, people still whined and complained because, just like beforehand, before they came into WWE, we had been spoiled. As fans, we were spoiled at, him being that champion or being in that position, and we wanted him to stay that way. And that is why, when you look at, that is why it kind of upsets me, and I'm not the only one, but it upsets me and other fellow wrestling fans, WWE fans, TNA fans, Ring of Honor fans. It upsets us when people are hoping, a legit have to step down retirement injury on someone like a Cena. It's all because why? Because you want someone different? Look, just because it's either a bruised Achilles heel, if you will, whether it's not as bad as WWE's hyping it to be, and it's just being hyped for storylines. Just because of that doesn't mean you have to wish permanent harm on the person. I mean, all you have to do is email phone call, fax if you have the fax number, or mail a detailed letter saying, hey, look, we understand you have to have this guy's champion, but, there are more. I mean, this is what I would do. I would find a way to communicate with WWE and would tell them, look, we understand you have to make this guy champion, but a majority of your audience is smart marks. Smart marks who would rather have a real wrestler as a champion representing your company than someone just has a five, 6 moves to do. I mean, and this is why a lot of fans are happy Dolph Ziggler's champion. Because this guy can go in the ring, he can take bumps, he can wrestle and all that, but it's more along the lines of, it's more along the lines that eventually he's going to drop the belt, and he's going to drop it to somebody we may not like. And if that happens, there's nothing you can really do about it. You got to appreciate what WWE gives you, because someday it's going to be gone. Or there's going to be a change, whether you like the change or not, and it has happened. I mean, you think honestly they're not considering, Dolph being champion for at least until maybe Extreme Rules, maybe Over the Limit, well, not Over the Limit, but Capital Punishment or whatever the pay-per-view is in June? Payback, if you will. You don't think they're considering one of those? Maybe Money in the Bank or SummerSlam? You don't think they're considering that? They are. But it's more along the lines that they're considering it. They're considering it, but yet they haven't yet to. They don't know who they're going to have Ziggler drop the belt to. The point of this entire video is, whether you like John Cena or not, whether his injury is legit or not as bad as they're making it out to be. Let me explain this. Whether you like the guy or not, there's no reason to want to wish harm on somebody, or permanent harm that would force him into retirement just because you don't like the guy. You just gotta, be grateful a company like WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor gives you the champion you want before they decide to give it to somebody else. I mean, you take a look at, Jay Briscoe, I think, being the Ring of Honor champion. You think a lot of people are happy about that? Sure, they're happy, but there's a lot of people that are not, because it's taken him, this long to be champion when they could have given it to him a long time ago? Get my point? You take a look at TNA's situation with Bully Ray. You think a lot of them are happy he's champion? No, not really. Some are, some aren't. And they're only hoping that sometime down the road somebody else gets the belt from him. Someone that's more worthy of being a champion, that has World Champion marquee on it. You see what I'm saying? We may not like whoever has the belt, but we don't wish permanent injury on them. Just because, we want our internet darlings to be the champion, because we hope our internet darlings to be the key to change. You just gotta deal with the cards that are dealt. So whether you like Cena or not, whether his injuries legit or is not as bad as WWE's making it out to be, you shouldn't be wishing harm on somebody just because you don't like them. So that's all I'm gonna say. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to y'all later.